really dosed you, Jim. Major low, danger, Will Robinson, danger. You gotta get it together. Focus, focus, focus.
12 Monkeys wasn't just science fiction. It was prophecy whispered through static. A virus, a memory, a death loop echoing through time. It's a film where the end comes first, where the past can't be touched, and where madness makes more sense than reason. A dream wrapped in concrete, fear, and the flicker of old cartoons. But behind the asylum walls and underground bunkers, there was another story. A battle between visions, between art and control. The real virus wasn't in the air. It was behind the camera. These are 15 weird facts about 12 Monkeys, where time loops, minds fracture, and fate never forgets your face. Number 1. Inspired by a photo slideshow film, 12 Monkeys didn't come from a blockbuster pitch room. It was born from stillness. Its roots lie in La Jetée, 1962, a short French film made almost entirely of black and white photographs. Not moving images, photographs, just stills, one after another, like a dream being remembered instead of a story being told. In La Jetée, a man is haunted by a memory from childhood, a woman's face, a moment of violence at an airport. That memory guides him through time. Literally, the film is only 28 minutes long, and it plays like a whispered myth told through a slideshow. Now here's the weird twist. When director Terry Gilliam was hired to make 12 Monkeys, he said he refused to watch La Jetée. He wanted to work only from the adapted screenplay by David and Janet Peoples, not the original. According to Gilliam, this kept him from copying the tone or the style too directly. But fate's funny. 12 Monkeys ended up mirroring La Jetée almost perfectly. Haunted memories, airports, time loops, and all. As if some stories are meant to repeat, no matter how far you run through time. Number 2. The past is fixed, but the characters don't know it. In most time travel stories, the past is a puzzle to solve or a mistake to undo. But in 12 Monkeys, the past is a locked door, and the key was never meant to work. James Cole isn't sent back in time to stop the virus. He's sent to observe, to gather information. That's it. The future scientists don't believe they can change the past, only understand it better. But no one tells Cole that, not directly. And even if they did, he probably wouldn't believe it, because Cole isn't just traveling through time. He's chasing a memory. And that's the tragedy. He thinks he can fix things. He thinks he can stop what's coming. But every step he takes is already part of the loop. His childhood trauma, the airport, the shooting, the woman in tears. It wasn't a random flashback. It was his future, replaying itself again and again. This isn't a story about rewriting history. It's about realizing you've always been a part of it. And when you try to change fate in 12 Monkeys, you don't rewrite the ending. You just become part of the beginning. Number 3. The virus date is wrong. On purpose. In a film obsessed with time, 12 Monkeys opens with a mistake. James Cole is sent back to stop the virus, or at least trace it. But he doesn't land in 1996, the year of the outbreak. He ends up in 1990, 6 years too early. And the future scientists? They act like this is just another Tuesday. It's a strange detail that most time travel films would use as setup for a correction. But not this one. Cole spends nearly the entire film in the wrong year, in the wrong place, talking to people who can't help him. Why? Because 12 Monkeys was never about changing the future. It was about how powerless we are against it. Gilliam and the writers lean into the absurdity. The tech is clunky. The calculations are off. Time travel isn't elegant. It's just another broken system. And the irony? Even when they do get the date right, it doesn't change the outcome. The virus still escapes. In this world, precision doesn't matter. Time doesn't care. And destiny isn't interested in your schedule. Number 4. The film makes you doubt your own memory. What did you see? That's the unspoken question 12 Monkeys keeps asking. Not just to James Cole, but to you, the viewer. From the first frame, the film plays with repetition. You see a memory, an airport, a man shot, a woman screaming. It plays again, then again. The angles change, the expressions shift. Suddenly, you're not sure if you remember it, or if the film made you remember it wrong. Gilliam doesn't just use time loops as plot, he builds them into the editing. Scenes echo each other. Words are reused. Even locations are recycled through lighting and sound design. It feels disorienting, because that's the point. James Cole isn't traveling through time. He's circling it, caught in his own recollections, unable to separate past from present, dream from trauma. And as he slips deeper into confusion, so do we. The real trick of 12 Monkeys isn't making you question the future. It's making you question your own perception. What you thought you saw? It was never there. Or maybe it always was. Number 5. Cartoons in the asylum do more than distract. In a world crumbling from plague, where memories blur and time bends, you'd expect silence, darkness, maybe screams. But in 12 Monkeys, the sound you hear in the asylum is laughter. Old cartoons, Tex Avery shorts, Swing Shift Cinderella, even the Marx Brothers, play on flickering TVs while James Cole sits locked in a 1990s mental hospital. At first, it seems like background noise, a bit of irony, something silly in a place built for madness. But Terry Gilliam never leaves a detail without meaning. These cartoons are mirrors. Just like Cole, the characters are being watched, poked, studied, laughed at. They're absurd, chaotic, and trapped in loops, slipping on the same banana peel over and over. Sound familiar? Gilliam once said he loved cartoons because they show a world without consequence. Drop an anvil, and your victim bounces back. But 12 Monkeys is the opposite. In this world, every mistake matters. Every time jump has a cost. Every memory hurts. So when the cartoons echo through the halls, they're not a joke, they're a warning, a glitch in the loop, a reminder that even in the apocalypse, the world still plays reruns, and maybe always will. Number 6. We're all monkeys, the line that echoes too loudly. Jeffrey Goins doesn't whisper. He rants, raves, explodes. But buried inside one of his tirades is a line that sticks. There's no right, there's no wrong. There's only us. We're all monkeys. At first, it sounds like pure madness, one of many unhinged outbursts from a character strung between brilliance and delusion. But like everything in 12 Monkeys, that chaos has a purpose. The phrase becomes a mantra, a clue, and eventually, the film's title. But more than that, it's a philosophy. In Goins's mind, humanity is a failed experiment, locked in cages of its own making. Animals in suits, lab rats pushing buttons while the world burns. The army of the 12 Monkeys is born from that idea, not to save the world, but to mock it. They don't want justice, they want irony. And here's the twist, he's not entirely wrong. By the end, the monkeys aren't just Goins's gang. It's everyone, repeating history, spinning in circles, laughing in the asylum while the real virus walks away. We're all monkeys, and we don't even know it. Number 7. The 12 Monkeys aren't what you think. You'd think a movie titled 12 Monkeys would be about a dangerous group, a terrorist cell, maybe even the ones who caused the apocalypse. But in Gilliam's twisted loop of a world, the army of the 12 Monkeys is a red herring, a phantom, a name that hides something much worse, the truth. James Cole spends most of the film hunting this mysterious group. All signs point to them releasing the virus that wipes out humanity. They have graffiti, manifestos, a wild-eyed figurehead in Jeffrey Goins. But in the end, they didn't kill the world. They just freed the animals from the zoo. The actual killer? Quiet, methodical, unnoticed. A lab assistant, carrying death in a suitcase. It's a cruel trick. The army with the loudest name turns out to be harmless. The real threat comes in silence. Gilliam uses this misdirection to brilliant effect. It's not just a twist, it's a theme. In 12 Monkeys, madness masks truth. Noise distracts from danger, and the thing you're sure of is the thing that dooms you. Number 8. Bruce Willis wasn't allowed to smirk. By the mid-1990s, Bruce Willis was Hollywood's untouchable action star. He was the smirk, the wink at the camera, the last-second quip, the man who never broke under pressure. But 12 Monkeys wasn't built for heroes. It was built for ghosts. When Terry Gilliam cast Willis as James Cole, he made two demands: cut the paycheck and cut the persona. Willis agreed. He slashed his salary and signed on under one strange condition, a now infamous no-smirk rule. Gilliam literally handed him a list of Bruce Willis mannerisms to avoid. No raised eyebrows, no cocky smiles, no die-hard charm. James Cole couldn't be a badass. He had to be broken, and that's exactly what Willis gave. His performance is stripped raw, jittery, confused, fragile. No one's clapping when he enters a room. He's not here to save the world. He's trying to survive it. In stepping away from the character he'd perfected, Willis proved something bigger than any explosion. He didn't have to be cool to be unforgettable. He just had to be human. Number 9. Brad Pitt's role almost went to a totally different actor. It's almost impossible to picture 12 Monkeys without Brad Pitt's wide-eyed, rapid-fire chaos echoing through the asylum halls. His Jeffrey Goins is wired like a broken machine, all spasms, sarcasm, and sudden philosophy. But here's the strange part. He wasn't supposed to be in the movie. Terry Gilliam considered other names first. Nicolas Cage, even Johnny Depp. Pitt, at the time, was better known for long hair and smoldering stares in Legends of the Fall. Not exactly the blueprint for an unhinged anti-capitalist lunatic. But Pitt wanted it. Bad. He trained his speech to fire like a machine gun. No pauses, no breaths. He wore contact lenses that threw off his eye focus, making him look just slightly off, like a character who saw the world differently. And maybe did. The result? Lightning in a bottle. Gilliam's gamble became a Golden Globe win, an Oscar nomination, and one of the most memorable performances of the 90s. Jeffrey Goins wasn't in the original timeline. But then again, nothing ever goes as planned. Number 10. Madeleine Stowe's twisted role. Before she was an actress, Madeleine Stowe trained to be a concert pianist. Raised in Los Angeles, she studied music for years and performed publicly, until her teacher died unexpectedly. That loss nudged her away from the piano and into acting, where she quickly built a career known for quiet intensity and emotional depth. By the mid-1990s, Stowe had starred in hits like The Last of the Mohicans. But in 12 Monkeys, 1995, she took a sharp turn into sci-fi. As Dr. Catherine Rayleigh, a psychiatrist who slowly unravels the mystery behind a time-traveling convict, Bruce Willis, Stowe delivered a grounded performance that kept the film emotionally real, even when the plot got surreal. Here's the weird part. The movie was filmed out of sequence, but her character's arc had to appear linear. That meant some days she had to unlearn emotions she'd already filmed, playing disbelief after filming belief. It was mentally disorienting, which strangely worked. Rayleigh is constantly doubting what's real, and so was Stowe. Number 11. The shoot was as brutal as the future it depicted. The world of 12 Monkeys looks cold, chaotic, and broken. Because it was. And not just in the story. Filming began in the dead of winter, 1995, across Philadelphia, Baltimore, and New Jersey. Terry Gilliam refused to shoot on glossy sound stages. Instead, he dragged the cast and crew into abandoned asylums, decaying factories, underground corridors, and freezing, mud-soaked streets. Bruce Willis spent hours half-naked in sub-zero temperatures. Madeleine Stowe had to deliver emotional breakdowns while wind howled through shattered windows. Equipment jammed, heaters failed. One location, the Eastern State Penitentiary, was so cold and echoing that dialogue had to be looped later. Gilliam didn't want comfort. He wanted real decay, and the production lived it. What ended up on screen wasn't just set dressing. It was exhaustion, misery, cold breath hitting cold air. That rawness bled into every frame. In many ways, the actors weren't pretending to survive in a broken world. They were actually doing it, and the film is better for it, because it feels lived in, because it nearly broke them. Number 12. Homage to Hitchcock in A World Gone Mad. In a film about broken time and haunted memory, it's no accident that Vertigo, Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece about obsession and illusion, shows up not once, but twice. Midway through 12 Monkeys, Dr. Catherine Rayleigh and James Cole duck into a movie theater. On screen, Vertigo. It's not just a backdrop, it's a clue. In Vertigo, a man tries to remake the past, to reshape a woman into someone who already died. In 12 Monkeys, Cole is trapped by memory, chasing a woman he already saw at the end of his life. The nod goes deeper. Rayleigh's wardrobe echoes Kim Novak's iconic gray coat and bun. The camera lingers on her transformation, just like in Hitchcock's film. She becomes the memory, the image, the ghost he's always chasing. Gilliam doesn't reference lightly. Vertigo is about false realities, about obsession devouring identity. So is 12 Monkeys. By pulling Hitchcock's dreamlike paranoia into his apocalypse, Gilliam isn't just paying tribute, he's building on it. Because in both stories, the past isn't something you remember, it's something that remakes you. Number 13. The interrogation set led to a real-life lawsuit.
We have a very advanced program, something very different.
An opportunity to reduce your sentence considerably.
The bizarre, rusted interrogation chamber in 12 Monkeys looks like something from another world, a place where machines question men, and the past can't speak for itself. But what's truly strange is that this scene didn't just spark tension on screen. It sparked a lawsuit. The set design closely resembled a drawing by experimental architect Lebbeus Woods, called Neo-Mechanical Tower Upper Chamber. Woods, known for his haunting sketches of dystopian spaces, noticed the similarity. A man seated in a mechanical chair on rails, surrounded by industrial decay, and sued Universal Pictures for copyright infringement. The court sided with Woods. Even though the shot lasted only minutes, it was considered a significant artistic replication. Universal settled, reportedly paying a six-figure sum, and the scene remained in the film. What's ironic is that 12 Monkeys is about time loops and echoes, and this scene became a real-world echo of someone else's design. In a movie where the future steals from the past, the production accidentally did the same. Sometimes, the world behind the camera is just as surreal. Number 14. A random war, or a message from the loop. Midway through the film, James Cole vanishes, not into 1996, not into 1990, but into the trenches of World War I. It lasts only moments. He stumbles through mud and gunfire, terrified and confused, before he's yanked back to the future, wounded, dazed, and carrying a bullet from the past. Most time travel stories would explain this as a glitch, a mistake in the machine. 12 Monkeys doesn't bother. It just drops him into the blood and smoke of the Great War, then pulls him out like it never happened. The message is clear. Time doesn't care where you land, or why, but it's more than a glitch. It's a reminder that history is a battlefield, that trauma repeats, that Cole isn't the first person lost in a system too broken to correct. The bullet in his leg is real. It's physical proof of a moment that shouldn't exist. And yet, there it is, echoing the central theme. You can't trust time. You can't escape the loop. You can only get pulled deeper into its war. Number 15. The box office forgot it, but time didn't. When 12 Monkeys hit theaters in 1995, it wasn't expected to change the world. It was weird, dense, bleak, and made for just $29 million, a modest budget even then. But something strange happened. The film quietly made over $168 million worldwide. Without superheroes, without explosions, without even a happy ending. Still, the real success didn't come in dollars. It came in legacy. The film's look, industrial, decaying, cold, became the blueprint for a generation of dystopias. Shows like Dark, The Leftovers, and even Mr. Robot carry its fingerprints. You can see echoes of it in Children of Men, in 12 Monkeys the TV series, in everything that treats time as tragedy, not escape. Critics didn't all know what to make of it. Audiences argued over what was real. But over time, it grew roots. People came back, again and again. Like the memory of the airport, it stayed. Unshakable, unclear, familiar. Because 12 Monkeys wasn't designed to wow you in the moment. It was designed to haunt you later, like all the best dreams that end in silence. If this breakdown bent your timeline, drop a comment and tell us, what movie should we unravel next? And if you caught something we missed, some hidden monkey in the mist, let us know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and loop back for more.